right, welcome to Gen X Rated Thursday edition. How we doing, guys?
I'm gonna say fair to Midland, man. I tried some of that mushroom coffee,
Oh, geez.
and yeah, it doesn't taste terrible, but my stomach has not been right since I had it this morning. So
Really? Were you tripping? What's up with the mushroom tea?
no, unfortunately, there was no fun side effects. Just a gurgly, slightly nauseous stomach. So yeah, we'll see about that.
Huh, that doesn't sound
hmm
positive. Gino?
Well, I'm good. I just I was busier than I thought I was going to be yesterday, and we're glad we didn't have a podcast. It's very nice in Omaha right now, and seeing as how my brother has a master's degree and his wife has a PhD, I knew they were never going to clean up their Doberdane's dog shit in my mom's backyard over the winter, and it was pretty dry. So I went to fucking PetSmart yesterday and bought
Pooper
a
scooper?
giant, pooper scooper rake and like little, and I sprayed Pam all over the thing, so the poop would just slide right into the bucket and shit. So
That's
I'm
Good idea.
thinking,
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
that shit can get messy after a winter. But anyway, these dogs eat healthy, so the poops were all solid. But I just took to taking poop bags in both of my hands and then just dropping shit in the bucket after a while. I was out here for about an hour. I got it done. He had a pattern. It's all along the fence line. Anywhere there's a flat area, this dog went and shit all winter long. I knew my brother and his wife weren't going to do it, and so I decided to do it. And then my brother came over last night, and he's like, "Man, we got to watch the Hope Solo documentary on Netflix. It's fucking nuts." And I did. Right, it's nuts, dude. The fucking USA Soccer is a fucking mafia. Not only is FIFA a mafia, those motherfuckers, I mean, they railroaded Hope Solo. They blackballed Hope Solo. They made, I mean, Hope Solo is definitely fucking ghetto as fuck and white trash as fuck, but she's also very intelligent, and she's probably the greatest fucking goalie we've ever had in the history of fucking U.S. Olympics. And but her own teammates didn't like her. I highly recommend you watch it. It's an hour and 20 minutes, and yes, she does control the production of this, so not all the train wrecky shit's going to be in there about her life, but definitely watch it, and you will come away.
By the way,
U.S. women's soccer is a fucking mess, and you might feel a little different about like Mia Hamm and Abby Wambach and some of those chicks too, because man, they were some catty bitches. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But anyway, we drank like fucking 10 million fucking Modelo Oros, and I didn't realize you could drink too many of those, by the way. Because I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I didn't know if I was going to sit on the toilet or get on my knees and puke in the toilet. So I ended up sitting on the toilet.
Oh my gosh.
Had a little burp and kind of just spit up a little something in the trash can. It was no big deal. It was just kind of like heartburn shit. And then, took a massive dump and went back to bed. That was my night. And yeah, woke up, walked the dogs today, and I'm feeling pretty good. And it's beautiful today. And there's no dog poop in the backyard.
Well, kudos to you. The biggest part with the dog poop is not only you stepping in it, but then the dog steps in it and then walks around your house.
And tracks it through the house.
Dude, I got a bowl of warm water out here washing this Doberdane's feet off every time he comes into the fucking house, and it's mud color after it's done, and I don't know what the fuck's on his feet. So God only knows. But yeah, it's I'm just trying to get shit done for my mom. She's been rehabbing pretty hard. Got her on the vibration plate. You got a new knee and a new hip, and you're in your mid to late 70s, man. That's no joke.
Yeah, for sure.
So we're all going through it, sandwich generation shit. Other than that, at least the weather's nice. So, but I'm leaving Saturday morning, and I know Rob's got some shit going on Saturday too. So, it's all good, man.
Okay.
Family going out to dinner tonight to celebrate my brother and his wife's birthday. My mom's paying, so.
Oh, nice.
I hope it's not dress up because
Omaha Steaks.
That's funny. I don't think they have a restaurant though. I don't know. It's my sister-in-law's choice. I'll know when I know. I'm just along for the ride, big guys.
I know it won't be Trump steaks because those things are rotten.
Nobody eats those.
Not even Trump.
How are you doing, Rob?
I'm doing good. I'm happy to be here and seeing you guys. It's been a long couple days. I think I'm working on 3 hours and 51 minutes of sleep. So. Plenty of
stuff like shit too, dude. I'm with you. I'm as tired as you are because I'm sleeping in someone else's bed, and it's not that easy. So I'm sure you're dragging ass. I feel your pain.
I appreciate it. That's what the espresso's for.
How long was the parking lot last night?
We won the parking lot, lost the game, won the parking lot. It was later than I would have liked, but bunch of good guys. It's really the best part is not the shitty hockey; it's hanging out. So that was cool.
Yeah, that's what I
But
missed the most.
5:30 came early, and Callie, the little dog, got up at 4:30 for some reason.
Wait, why wasn't Bill there? Bill, did you not play hockey anymore? What's up?
Yeah, I haven't been playing league play just because of my shoulder, man.
Oh,
Like
that's right.
the first 2 games, dude, I took a beating, and those guys are getting bigger and younger and faster. So,
Dude, you're so close to being a boomer. I completely understand. I mean, you were on the edge of boomer.
Plus, Uncle Bill played Monday, Tuesday. Let's keep that.
Oh, he did. Oh,
I did. Yeah, so I'm still playing pickup. Where at least I know these guys, and I know nobody's gonna run me. But dude, those first 2 games, I took a fucking beating.
Yeah,
it's pretty physical.
Some of these guys just play like assholes.
We'll move on from adult rec hockey because those guys are douchebags. And I wanted to bring up this guy.
Speaking of douchebags.
Speaking of douchebags, yes, well said. A little bit more about what's going on with some of our FDA stuff. Obviously, Health and Human Services. This is our secretary right here. They did have the cabinet meeting yesterday when he was asked about measles. He thought it was kind of something that happens all the time. Not really the case. We're up to 93 cases in 8 states. So he's kind of a problem in that he doesn't really appreciate vaccinations. They do have an annual meeting where they talk about next year's flus and what the vaccine should be. There's several strands. They try and pick the best one that they can, that they think it's to be the most likely. Mm-hmm. Don't worry about it this year because he canceled the meeting. Not really interested in that.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Nothing to see here. But I will say, after the flu that's been circling our area, it's no fucking joke. I did not get a flu shot. That was my mistake. But the campaigns to address that kind of stuff, to inform people, those have stopped. So he's kind of putting us in a bad spot. Any Fed funding to public schools that have a COVID mandate or anything that would mandate a vaccination, they're no longer funding. The childhood schedule of vaccines, which we all grew up on, and my kids as well, that's going to be under review. I'm not sure that that's so necessary anymore. And obviously the flu, the vaccine campaigns to the general public have all been stopped. So that's not really important anymore. Also, he did end the funding for the UN program for fighting HIV and AIDS because I don't know. I couldn't really come up with a good reason why he would do that.
You don't know. This motherfucker thinks black people have different immunity systems than fucking white people.
Jews too.
I mean, come on, man. The guy's a fucking nutter. He's just a nutter. A lot of trauma in his life. There's a lot of testosterone in his life too.
That for sure.
But he's a fucking nutter, dude. He's a weirdo. He groomed dozens and dozens of women. His fucking wife committed suicide after she found his fucking diary and all the crazy shit he was saying. He's a typical human being, but my mom said Elon Musk was mostly running that cabinet meeting yesterday.
He was. It was kind of weird. Have you seen Don't Look Up?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
Well, they side by side, they did the boardroom from that movie to the cabinet meeting yesterday, and it was spot on. They had that crazy billionaire standing there, and you had this dummy in his hat.
Oh, you got to send that to me. My mom has a theory about that. That my mom and I are a fucking lot alike, by the way. I'm realizing that the more fucking time I spend with her, and in our older age, we're both in AARP now. Holy shit, I'm a lot like my mom. Fucking terrifying. But she's been watching Musk a lot lately, dude. She doesn't think this dude's on the spectrum at all. She thinks he's fucking using that as an excuse because he's a shitty speaker. He's socially awkward. Yeah. And he just fucking uses that to get away with what he fucking gets away with, and uses the spectrum or the autism card. She doesn't believe he has autism in the least, especially after watching the cabinet meeting, watching him talk. He didn't jump up and do any X's or any weird quirks or ticks or fucking fake like he had Tourette's or anything. So
Good
I want
point.
you guys to start studying that motherfucker and look into this, because has anybody ever shown any medical fucking evidence? You know how
No, God,
they
no.
No.
want to see Obama's birth certificate. I want to see medical proof that this guy is on the spectrum any which way or form. I'm gonna fucking need to see proof. I think this guy's cosplaying fucking autism to get away with all the fucking weird shit he says and the weird Nazi salutes and all the stupid shit he does.
And keeping in mind,
be.
he's usually dosed on something too. I mean, I think we've seen the crazy eye and his hyperness and all the other
Hey,
shit.
I have a crazy eye, motherfucker. Be careful.
No,
Well,
I
what's with
just
that
mean
stupid
they
hat?
I'm
literally.
kidding, Rob. I'm kidding.
But they did literally show him making googly eyes in the back of the cabinet meeting and being a fucking weirdo. Which
he
is.
was doing that too? Okay. I didn't see it. My mom just has this theory, so I'm gonna start studying, seeing if this guy really is, really is kind of,
fucked
I
up.
don't know. Yeah. I just think he's just a lucky fucking white guy, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, dad lucks into an emerald mine, makes fucking millions of dollars, hands it over to this kid. This kid comes over here. He's supposed to go to fucking college. Doesn't go to college. Peter Thiel bails him out, fucking from X, turning it to PayPal, makes bank after bank, buys somebody else's company called Tesla, and then buys the right to call himself the fucking founder. I mean, and then all of his money's made off of government contracts or
A
tax.
lot. Billions.
Yeah,
You're
I mean,
right,
He's
you're
the
right.
welfare queen.
yeah, he's just. I just think it's a money making deal for this. I think this guy likes money a lot more than he fucking acts like he likes fucking money.
I think you're right.
Well, I think he doesn't like people. That's for sure.
He's on his
no
way.
way.
He's on his way to canceling. The FAA has a contract with Verizon. I think it's $2.4 billion, and that's going to be Starlink's air traffic control, because now he's putting a timeline on it. We have less than a year before catastrophic this, that, or the other happens. We really need his system, which seems kind of crazy, but
I think his system sounds like it is the catastrophic situation. I mean, and does that stupid hat ever come off the top of his head? Did those hair plugs just completely fail?
Well, that hat didn't fit. It wasn't. I mean, it was too fucking small. He was wearing it like a goddamn. I don't know. He's a weirdo, but
He's a weirdo.
I think he doesn't give a fuck if this country fails or doesn't fail. Just because he said the words when he became an immigrant or became a citizen doesn't mean he fucking means them.
Oh yeah.
This guy doesn't give a shit about America. He doesn't care. I mean, he's sitting there screaming shit about how America is going to be bankrupt soon. What are you talking about? We print our own fucking money. We're not going to be fucking bankrupt, motherfucker. I mean, he just says stupid shit all the fucking time. And I don't think he cares if we fucking. I don't care. I don't think he cares if Trump's America wins or fucking loses, as long as he fucking wins.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Money.
Yeah, it's
not
all
his-
an ego stroke and a power grab for him.
It's not his country. Most immigrants that come over this country love this fucking country and fucking work hard in this fucking country. This guy's been handed gift after gift. He's not even here legally, I don't think. I mean, technically.
Yeah.
So I think he just doesn't give a fuck about America, to be honest with you.
I don't think that guy gives a fuck about anything or anyone. I think he's a true sociopath. And I think I think the only thing he cares about is himself.
13 turkey baster kids, he definitely doesn't give a shit about fucking.
Well, and
Well,
if
he
you
walked
can,
off stage and left that one kid.
Oh, fantastic. I hope
well, if you can fire 3 million people in 30 days and not really have a problem with it, you've got a special gift. To that point, there was a Health and Human Services leadership call, and you had employees after that control the medicine and medical services. As you said in the past, Gene, they're committing suicide. You're taking away this livelihood, and I know it's discounted that these are joke jobs. I think we can all agree that that's offensive and not the case. But a lot of these people, the Social Security Administration, that they're getting fired, also are just offing themselves. It's kind of gut-wrenching to see and hear about, and we just continue on with status quo.
Well, and just, imagine it's bad enough to lose your job, but imagine the stress that you feel when you're sitting there just waiting for that email to show up, and you've got a family, you've got a mortgage, you've got kids in college, you've been doing this job for 20 years, devoted your life to it, and all of a sudden it's gone. Your health insurance gone. Your weekly paycheck gone. And these people just do not care. There's no empathy. And there's no rhyme and reason. Like Gene was saying the other day, there's no savings from these cuts.
No.
And now they're cutting domestically, Medicare, Medicaid, all of that's going away. School lunches for kids. It's just cruelty to the point of being cruel. So Montgomery Burns can sit on a bigger pile of money and have a bigger money fight with Smithers.
I know it's really insane. And the lack of empathy is the worst part. And I'm not going to get into this too much, but it all centers around money. Trump tells everybody, "Oh, they're ripping us off," and there's no like, "Hey, for the betterment of the the population, we're going to do this," or I feel for these people. It's all about the money. You're screwing me over. I need more money, and it's no way to live. It's not healthy. I don't think it's any way to make yourself happy. Security, great. That's a wonderful thing. You have all the money you need, fantastic. But
Did you
it
see
doesn't translate to
when
happiness.
Trump and Musk were sitting together getting interviewed by someone from one of those right-wing channels, and he literally said, Trump, you're sitting next to the richest man in the world, and I know that probably bothers you because you're not the richest man. That's what you're talking about. Like those little Trump wants to be fucking a player, dude. This next 4 fucking years, he plans on increasing his portfolio 1,000-fold.
Tenfold.
Hopefully
they'll pay him in ghost quarters. That would be nice.
And hopefully he'll be able to spend them soon.
Pay him in Haktua coins.
But dude, when you allegedly have a micro penis, I guess that's how you measure your manhood, by your stack of cash, because you've got a tiny little mushroom down there, allegedly.
Allegedly. I wanted to continue with a couple other things. I don't know if anybody remembers this. I know we're old enough, perhaps. This is a river fire. I think it was the year I was born. Cuyahoga.
Yeah, anybody? Cleveland. Yeah.
Gene, I thought that might be up your alley.
What year was that?
69.
Yeah. Well, there's actually no actual pictures of the fire in 69.
Okay.
Any fires you actually see are from the 30s because it's been on fire more than once. I'm just telling you, there's actually, I don't believe there's any actual pictures of the mistake on the lake or the Cuyahoga River being on fire when you were born. I've yet to see a photo. That is from that picture right there. You see it's black and white. That's a different fucking fire, but it's often used, that picture, to associate with a fire on the year you were born. That's fire. That's a fire from the 30s. Look up a different. Yeah, there was a different river, Cuyahoga River fire. And
how about this? Same idea?
As well as that, same idea. That's a 30s fire. That's from the 30s, but they associate it with the year you were born. That's one of those things I had to find out living in Cleveland for 20 years, that none of those pictures had anything to do with the fire that everybody associates those pictures with. It was a fire from years earlier, decades earlier. Same river. There, you learned something today. And again, like my dead friend of me said, before Google, I was a genius. Now I'm just a fucking liar. So you guys can double check me, but I'm almost positive those are fire pictures from the 20s or the 30s or some shit.
Yeah, I could, from the fireman gear, it looks like that would have to have been a while ago. So
yeah,
you're absolutely
just letting you know, that's one of those things where you guys have all that Pittsburgh history. I know some Cleveland shit now. That's one of those things that they don't have any actual photos of the Cuyahoga River fire the year you were born.
Cool.
They don't.
And this is we were down there when we visited you one time when we went to that bodies exhibit. But
you drink that shit now, baby.
Yeah, they've cleaned it up quite a bit.
You can see how pretty it is. I mean, it's amazing waterfront.
Yeah, it's very nice. It's
really Cleveland's underrated. I would have to say,
on the boat down there in the summertime, and docking and hitting one of those bars to pound a fucking whiskey at 11 in the morning. But anyway, it's
the EPA is rolling back a bunch of regulations. The reason why I mentioned that is,
then just go back and put those fire pictures up, because that's what the fuck's gonna fucking happen, because corporate can't be left to their own devices.
Well, and you have the head of the EPA is begging Trump to reconsider the scientific underpins of climate change that he wants to ignore, because he's saying, hey, you hired me, this is kind of real. Trump's kind of over that. But what I found interesting was I saw it yesterday in the news that BP is now going to roll back on the renewable energy, and we're going back to oil and gas.
What the fuck?
I know.
Seriously.
Got to use it all up, I guess.
Well, they're going to start drilling. And this was something prior to Trump that they said, oh, these permits, we've done them before. Nobody wants to pay for them. And we don't need it. We don't need to drill. But I guess if Trump's going to make it his platform and these guys are going to make loot on it.
I have friends that love to hunt, fish, love beautiful, pristine water and mountains, and like to shoot their fucking elk. I mean, I grew up an old lineman. Christ, everybody I fucking know hunts. And I grew up in Nebraska. And I live in Ohio. So, I mean, you guys, and not only that, I heard fucking Pam Bondi talking about fucking taking people's guns away. This dude is gonna be
that's a bridge too far.
That's gonna take your fucking guns away and destroy. You guys are supposed to be conservatives to conserve, right?
Yeah.
Destroy all this shit you love to fucking do because oil and fucking gas and shit's gonna be leaking in all the creeks and all the aquifers and shit. It's gonna be a fucking mess if we don't get rid of this motherfucker.
Well, we're definitely melting the planet. If we're not doing that extreme, like in these photos, then we're drying it out. To your point, Gene, and it's an excellent one. We had, I think it was the first Obama run. We have a lot of conservative friends in our sport. And exactly what you said. They like clean air. They like clean water. When they fish, they don't want to pull out a 3-headed Montgomery Burns fish.
Blinky.
Yeah. I mean, it's no joke, right? I mean, we can find common ground on that. We didn't agree on anything else.
But
we did agree on the environment.
Well, and the ironic thing is, every Democratic president that's come down the pike, they scream about taking away your guns. And now here's Trump, who's really going to try and take away your guns. So
yeah, dude, they're talking about
choke on the irony.
They're the ones talking about weird shit. So
he was so matter of fact at that table talking to Bondi about it. It was crazy. Now, today, Bondi was very busy. They're releasing the Epstein. They put it in several stages. So the first stage is out. But what they did was Kash Patel redacted the shit out of it. So you won't see Trump on there, that's for sure. And then they put out these little notebooks for their right-wing conservative media friends to come in. So they all came out holding their notebooks up, and they're going to go report to their constituents. And I'm sure Clint
got their script
and a bunch of other rich guys that are assholes. I mean, I'm not supporting any of them, but I do think it's interesting because you can Google the flight logs and you don't need that stupid notebook to see that Trump was on that flight at least 17 times. I mean, come on. The Lolita Express, come on. Why wouldn't he be on it? I mean, that's his total
why Democratic president himself not just release that shit before Trump came to office? I don't see. This is where fucking Democrats lose me. We should be the ones releasing that shit. I don't care if Bill Clinton's on that shit. That dude's like 10 years from death. Who gives a fuck? I mean,
seriously,
dude. I mean, who gives a fuck, dude? It's boomer time has passed. It's time to just fucking get this information and move on with fucking life. I don't care if it's a Democrat or a Republican or.
I agree.
I want the information. We could have had the information. We could have had Trump in a fucking pickle, just like the grab you by the hoo-ha moment when that's the only time in fucking 15 years I've ever heard that motherfucker apologize. And then a week later he was saying, I heard that shit was doctored and locker room talk. So it was brief, but that was the only time I ever heard that motherfucker apologize for a fucking thing because he was up against it. Biden could have put his ass up against it again. But he was afraid fucking Clinton was on the fucking list. Everybody knows Clinton was on the fucking list. He was afraid
nobody cares. Who cares?
On the list. Alan Dershowitz has already testified. He was only getting a massage from an old German woman. My ass, Alan Dershowitz. You were allegedly fucking playing around with fucking youngsters, motherfucker. Fuck you, dude.
He must have gone to the same person Jason Tucker went to, I guess.
And by the way, white people that don't like black people, Alan helped fucking get OJ off. There you go.
Yes, he did.
Good point. So we do a lot of these shows a week, trying to be informative. And what I wanted to throw up was this guy here is making things harder. Perhaps this guy is Jeff Bezos. And what he did was took his paper, the Washington Post, and we all know that they wouldn't endorse anybody for president because it might affect my money. But what he has done is he is forcing his editors out because he wants to his every day, the editorial is going to do some kind of support and defend personal liberties and free markets, which we already have the Wall Street Journal, don't we? I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
do we actually need more? So people are stepping away. They're not very trustworthy of this guy. The message is already out there. What I want to ask you, Billy, is does this guy look like anybody you know? Anybody at all?
Oh shit, yeah, it does.
Anybody that maybe plays a racket sport or
Who likes thinking about Europe?
I think he was on Halfwits. Perhaps you remember
Yes.
that classic SCTV.
Make what?
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh
but
God.
money does bring you this. I mean, he's a little jacked up. I don't think he's afraid of the needle. I
Yeah.
don't know who his girlfriend is, their wife, but she's got very strong wrists, and it's probably what makes her attractive. But he's had a lot of people that have been with the paper a long time leave, and I applaud them for that. What I did want to say was we always talk about finding your sources. I was going to list a couple. Here's a list from left to right, center, however you feel. But I don't want to also lack of including somebody like Tom Hartman, Mother Jones, ProPublica, obviously Al Jazeera, PBS, the AP, who's being blackballed by Trump as we speak, the BBC, the Nation, the New Yorker, Vox, the Atlantic, even Vanity Fair. They do some good writing. It is out there, but you got to find it because the Washington Post used to be a left-leaning paper. No more. New York Times hasn't gotten it right for going on a decade.
Oh, decades, you could say. I mean, maybe since Watergate. But I'm curious, does the masthead on the Washington Post still state that democracy dies in darkness, or did Bezos take that off too?
Gone.
Gone.
Shocker.
Been gone.
Shocker. Yeah, we are living in an oligarchy, and it's closing in. It's the noose is getting tighter and tighter on people that aren't billionaires.
Yeah. And they're feeling it. I think people are finally starting to understand these cuts are happening and they're real. Yes, Johnson can sit there and say, oh, this is not a thing. We're not going to touch this, that, and the other. Everything's on the table. Social Security will be cut. Medicaid, and we've talked about how many people are dependent on Medicaid. Half our births in this country practically are through Medicaid. The elderly, even the rich elderly whose boomer kids place them into old folks' homes or whatever you want to call them, retirement villages. They claim Medicaid too because they want to filter their money to the next generation. They're not paying for that. So it's pretty offensive on many fronts. And I think the people that think, oh, I have money this high are going to find out that none of us have money high enough for what they're trying to do. And
that stack shrinks pretty quickly when you throw in medical costs, retirement living costs, all of that, just the cost of living going up. It goes fast.
I'm sorry. I find it entertaining that they want to blame, so now they'll go after the hospitals. They go after the doctors. Oh, they get paid. I know firsthand what surgeons get paid for certain procedures, and it's next to nil on some of these procedures. And the patients are paying a shitload. I don't have to tell Uncle Bill about this. But the actual people that paid for the schooling and are actually on the line to do these surgeries are getting the shorter end of this for sure. They do it. A lot of them do it for the love. And it's commendable, but we discount that too because they're not as rich as these billionaires that we seem to love.
Yeah, it's a really sick society. And I'm sure you saw that facing the backlash now that the Republican representatives are home holding town meetings, they're just going to decide not to do that anymore.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. It's an excellent segue because this is, what's his name? Mark Alford.
This guy.
Congressman, 4th District, Missouri. He was having some town halls. Now, if you can see the picture, there's a guy with a walker. There's a gentleman in overalls. These are not plants. Mike Johnson came out and said, oh, these were Democratic operatives that came out and tried to make a big fuss.
These are what you get in rural Missouri.
Yeah. Even Steve Bannon fucking said the other day, you are hurting your voters to Trump, they're the ones on Medicare and Medicaid, bro.
Mhm.
He literally said that in one of his. I mean, not to quote fucking Steve fucking Bannon, but it's obvious who's voting for this fucking guy. We know the demographics, and a lot of them are fucking on these programs that this dude's about to fucking chop up. And
Yeah.
what happened with your congressman?
Well, you can see, well, he's going for the orange look, which is very popular these days.
Yeah.
You can see here, they had huge overflow. These are his constituents. He was quick to admit that. Now he's retracting from that. He told the people, you're losing your jobs, but God has a plan for you. God has
and the plan
something
is for you to
about-
starve to death.
That probably got a hiss and a boo. I can imagine.
It did. And I think at that point he left.
Yeah, and it was entertaining because there was a memo release that showed that Johnson just said, "Hey, don't do the town halls." Simple, because he could only lie so much and say that it was Democratic operatives. People are pissed.
People are
every
pissed, and a
Democrat-
lot of them aren't buying the bullshit anymore. And that whole thing about, well, God's got a plan and God provides.
I hate
Yeah,
that.
no, that is not how any of this works.
Is this not where Dems could fill the void and hold their own fucking town halls? And these
Yes.
towns are not
Yes.
own fucking town halls. I mean, fill the fucking void, Democrats.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, the door is wide
I
open.
want 3 fucking seats for fuck's sake, or some shit. I don't fucking
Yeah.
know. But anyway, I'm not counting anymore. I don't pay attention to any of that shit. My mom's watching MSNBC, if not The Equalizer right now with Queen Latifah. By the way, Queen Latifah kicks fucking ass, man.
Yeah, she does.
She just took down a baby trafficking ring where some nurse practitioner was making a doctor deliver babies, and then they said the babies died, and then they would ship the babies off because the world is fucking whack, man. But Queen Latifah, fuck it, dude. If she can put the gun away and kick your ass, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, dude. She's like, come closer. Takes the gun away from him instead of just shooting him with it. I mean, she just whooped some big black guy's ass my size. I was like, holy fuck, that looked real. She's very, no, I mean, she's just believable in the role. Compared to that dude from 85 to 89, that old fucking British looking motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember his name, but you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
But Queen Latifah's way more badass than that fucking guy. But it is a DEI hire, so I mean.
Oh, jeez. Good point.
I just want to say the N-word without saying it.
Well, and it's right up there with Denzel. He makes a great equalizer. I can never look away when those clips come up, boy.
Oh, those are awesome. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you mentioned it, Trump is ordering the Pentagon to identify and to fire all transgender military personnel. That's a new thing. I will reiterate something we talked about probably a month ago when they were going after trans athletes. Just as a reminder, Gino, 510,000 collegiate athletes. How many trans athletes?
6-ish, 8-ish? I can't
19?
remember. 10-ish.
I think it went from 8 to 10. It's a real problem. We
So
need
give
to
up your Medicare and Medicaid so you can go. We own the libs and the transgender population.
Yeah.
And all 10 athletes that may want to compete at some D3 fucking school or some shit and won't break any fucking records and can't be the best of the best anyway. So what are you worried about?
Yeah, but you can fill your fridge with that and you can pay your doctor bill with that. So
It's,
have at it.
I don't know, dude. I don't even like to get into that argument because I do understand when biological women get a little pissy when trans women literally like start yelling at biological women about stuff. I just so I kind of stay out of that one because it's not. I have other things to fight about like black issues and
it's not a hill to die on.
Yeah,
but I would stick with the numbers. It's minuscule. Let people be who they are.
Facts are facts. The numbers are, there's 10. This is not something we should even be having an argument about.
You're right.
People that fucking hold up fucking serpents at their fucking church should be having these arguments and fucking, drinking moonshine and shit. This is not something, and again, this country's so fucking dumbed down. They're so fucking gullible. They think, they're being fucking replaced and they don't even realize they're not fucking banging fast enough to keep our population going. We're gonna fucking be Japan. Japan's like important fucking black guys now. Like, I'm swear to God, Google it. Call me a liar. They They are importing black guys, not white guys, black guys, all over trying to get their fucking women pregnant in Japan right now. And I'm not trying to be fucking anti-Asian or something. That is some weird thing going on over there right now because their population is dying. And I don't know if the dudes are just addicted to video games or the chicks just, I don't know what's going on, but they are seriously concerned. Not only that, the old people, like a third of the fucking old ladies go to prison, all female prisons for so they have someone to talk to because they're
wow.
the elderly population's so fucking lonely. A lot of these ladies would like to spend the last 10 years of their life in an adult female prison so they have people to actually talk to. It's a very lonely place right now.
That's wild.
They got to get rid of the video games, bring back the bars, bring back the fucking the fucking sex on the beaches and the goddamn
and the cigarette machines in the bar. Come
cigarette
on,
machines, smoky, fucking bad karaoke.
Bad karaoke, yeah.
I mean, Bill could fucking teach seminars on what it could be like to make babies if you wanted to, but he didn't actually make any babies. He just tried a lot. But I mean, you could teach a class. We gotta put this digital shit, dude. Analog to digital was good in some ways, but it's been so bad for
it's not working. It's killing.
Not working.
It's killing societies.
Interpersonal skills and all that stuff.
We're all turkey bastering our females to get them pregnant now and shit. You all want to be Elon Musk? It's better to just get them pregnant the old-fashioned way. Trust us.
It's more fun.
So anyway, another thing is I saw a report, not to over, and I'm going to shut up after this.
You're fine.
That women aren't even going to marry you if the women are going to college in far greater droves, and they're not going to marry a guy that didn't get a college degree. So a lot of people are staying single a lot later, and which means they're having maybe one kid if you're lucky, if they even bother to get married. But women are doing their own fucking thing, and they're leaving behind, like for real. They're leaving men behind, and I don't know why men don't want to go to college anymore. I know it's expensive as fuck, but women are killing it in college.
And I don't even know that it's not on the want side of going to college. They just don't have that stimulation to what we talked about in the last show. The creativity, the drive to be stimulated to want to be better than you are. Or maybe they just think they've already hit their peak. Women are the complete opposite. These ladies are going to college. These ladies are taking the bull by the horns and doing their own shit. Like you said, they want every relationship, they're going to do it. You think they want to get married and stay home? Not their thing. They didn't work this hard to stay at home. And I had a story recently of a friend who, let's just call it a person I know. They went through a lot of schooling to become doctors, and the parents of one of the in-laws thought that they should stay home and take care of their babies for a decade.
Oh, be a trad wife.
This isn't how it works. These women are powerful in their own right, and they don't need to be told, hey, you should stay home. This is right. This isn't the 60s or the 50s.
Or the 40s. Yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's just so stupid. I mean, you're coming out hundreds of $1,000s, in debt.
Easily.
And you know what? Why don't you just stay home? Maybe have a couple babies, take care of the house. That'll be fulfilling and great.
Well, we had a comment from one of the listeners. Gene, what did you call it? Your daughter called it about the traditional
trad wife, right?
Trad wife. Traditional.
Trad wife, yeah.
Yeah, trad wife.
And the comment was that, that's great if you can stay at home because you're uber wealthy and you have 6 kids and you can dress the part and you can do home cooking. But as we talked about when we were discussing recipes, it's not that cheap to get fresh produce, to do the shopping. And it's a time equals money type of thing, too. It's not a luxury everybody has.
Well, and you're sending your kids to private schools. You're probably getting them, lessons for their chosen sport. It's ridiculous. And part of the comment was that they're concerned about the rightward drift of Gen Z.
Yeah.
And it's very disturbing.
Males, right? I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, some of these women too, I mean, they're content. This is what they want to do. I want to be a trad wife. I want to stay home while my very wealthy husband works all day and bangs his assistant. And I want to raise these kids, and I'm going to put on my Lululemons and my ball cap and my ponytail, and I'm going to look great every minute of every day.
Yeah.
It's just insane. It's
a little bit crazy. Usually we keep talking about how the pendulum swings. I don't know how much further right we can go on a lot of this stuff. So I kind of feel like I'm waiting. I'm waiting my time here.
I don't know, man. Next stop, who knows? Because we're through the looking glass. I really think so. And people do, seem to think, hey, we've been here before, but we really haven't.
Yeah.
Not like this. This is
fucking egg scams on Craigslist. I've never heard of that shit before. No, we are through the looking
chicken
glass.
eggs or pregnancy eggs.
We have never, you know what I'm talking about? Chicken
I
eggs.
know.
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude. We're beyond through the looking glass. This is too fucking weird. This is insanely weird. And as they're doing it, it's all just a big grift to steal your fucking money. It's just all a fucking Ocean's 11, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I saw 13. Sorry to interrupt. I saw $13 eggs today. As a reminder, generally I would shop on a Friday, but tomorrow we're not buying anything anywhere
I'm buying
from
shit.
anyone.
Cool.
No gas. I went and got gas today. Cool. I got my shopping done today, and I spread the word. When I went to the store and they looked at me like, "Why the hell are you here today?" I was like, "Because I'm not shopping tomorrow." And they said, "All right, my checkout people, not doing it. No gas, no nothing." So let's try and stay united on that, people, and let them show we have it.
Hit them where it hurts. That's someplace
you got to
that
show them you
feel
will do something to start. If you don't do it, then they're just going to go, we got them. They're not going to do it.
And it's baby steps. Like you said, maybe the next week we don't shop on Amazon. The following week we don't shop on Target. The list goes on. I will say, and I was going to use this as one of my happy endings, but John Deere had their corporate meeting, and DEI came up and abolishing it. And you know how people are protesting about getting rid of it. And John Deere said, "No, thanks. We're happy with our DEI. We're all about it."
As a company, don't you want the best and the brightest? And if that person happens to be a woman or a person of color or whatever, that's who you hire. Why would I hire some mediocre idiot because he's white?
Yeah.
And a male.
I actually know a bunch of fucking mediocre whatever people that work for Cub Cadets. So they lived in my neighborhood when I lived in Richfield and had money and lived in a McMansion. So don't buy the fucking yellow Cub Cadet. Go buy a fucking green John Deere, people.
Yeah, which is
the
amazing.
Guy that lived across the street that kicked his daughter in the face with a soccer ball was.
No, but I have my.
That guy looked pretty fucking mediocre.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, dude. I often would drive through that neighborhood going, I had to play in a Super Bowl to live in this fucking house. What are these motherfuckers? This guy sells insurance. It's just fucking, it's incredible. The grifts some of these fucking guys have, pushing paper, not doing a lot, not saving lives, not doing what Dr. Burns does, fucking healing people. They just make money, dude, pushing paper. They're very good at it.
And we glorify it, though. We put them on a pedestal. I mean, look at these 6 billionaires we're dealing with now. We think they're so amazing, even though some of them are the worst people you've ever met.
Yeah, terrible people.
Yeah,
they're not in that class. To slide away from terrible people, we talked about this gentleman recently. Uncle Bill calls him
horny Gene Hackman, and that that came from Bill Simmons on the Rewatchables when he went. Some of the movies he made, he played kind of a Randy role, so they were referring to the horny Gene Hackman.
Well, definitely in Superman, as he was Lex Luger.
Yeah, you guys were giving me some crazy info on his death today. I just quickly looked this morning and thought Gene Hackman had just died. What's going on with that shit?
Well, he was 95 for one, but they did. He's lived in New Mexico since the 80s, and I guess they found him in a room, his wife in a room, who was a concert pianist.
Yeah.
And one of the dogs, which I assume when they said one of the dogs, he had more than one, were all deceased. So they were working with the gas company to see if it was some kind of leak. Uncle Bill, what'd you hear about that?
I saw that they said that it was not a gas leak, that there was no evidence of a gas leak. So it's pretty bizarre.
It's hard to believe. I think if you get to 95 and you get to go to sleep by carbon monoxide, maybe it's not the worst thing. I'm not saying, hey, he was looking off himself, but he had an amazing run. We just talked about Mississippi Burning, the scene with the, as Gene called it, the testifying, which apparently we had a comment that was not correct, Gene.
I told you to Google this shit.
And they did. It is Latin for testimony. So you were pretty darn close. It just isn't about necessarily testifying as
Oh,
much
okay,
as
okay.
testimony. So
But
listen,
nonetheless, it involves nut squeezing.
that's right, and I'm
Okay.
with you
Well, thank you for
1,000%.
correcting me, because sometimes I read shit quickly, and it just goes into my brain the way it goes into my brain.
Well, and we did have another comment on a short about Starlink and whether or not Musk shut it down for Ukraine
And
or
he
just
did.
threatened to.
We've been
But-
talking about that shit for years, dude. I mean,
Mhm.
a few
Yeah,
years
because-
ago, or 3 years ago, I heard about him shutting that shit down after like 6 months, and Ukraine was
Yeah.
all pissed off. And also Elon having like personal conversations on the phone with a dictator in fucking
Putin.
Russia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
So
that's just insane. That's not. And now he's switching Starlink contracts and getting rid of Verizon after looking through all of Verizon's fucking technical data and how they were gonna do it and all that shit.
Offensive.
This is a grift. This is
it's
really
a giant grift. This is techno-fascism. This is what that is. When these technocrats and tech bros can use this to not only observe us and every move we make, but all of our records, probe everything in our lives. I mean, this is insane, and this is definitely unprecedented.
Yeah, you're right. Over the top. I do want to mention just a couple movies on Gene Hackman because he was extra special. French Connection was a big one. Unforgiven. Mississippi Burning. Again, I just find that it makes me angry, but very well done, and he was amazing in it. He was in Birdcage, which I kind of forget. Enemy of the State. He did a wonderful job in that with Will Smith. He was a former Marine, as all those guys did service at that age, which I think allowed them to learn about other cultures, other people, and how it is to have to depend on the guy next to you, whether he's brown, yellow, purple, green, which is pretty amazing. And he just seemed to be an all-around good guy, especially after retirement. You never heard shit about this guy.
Mm-hmm. Well, and here it's interesting with all of the classic movies that he did. There was one from 1972 that I'm guessing a lot of people haven't heard of. It was called Prime Cut.
Okay.
He was in it with Lee Marvin, and this was actually Sissy Spacek's first movie. But this film, it's just insane. It opens with a scene of a slaughterhouse processing, and on the conveyor belt making sausage, you see a wristwatch and a shoe. So it makes clear the message that there's a human being processed into that sausage. And yeah, this film deals with
Toilet Green. Was it a comedy? What the fuck?
No, it was a 1972 drama called Prime Cut, right? So it's about this guy that has a meat packing plant, and he's a gangster, and Gene Hackman is sent to take him down. And there's white slavery involved. There's a scene with women in a pen. Sissy Spacek is one of them, being auctioned off. And at the end, there's a chase scene where Gene Hackman is being chased by a threshing machine through a field. So,
wow,
classic 70s cinema, man. If
Dude,
you get a chance, check it out.
Death by a threshing machine would be fucking awful, dude. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm from Nebraska. Hell no.
So that one is not at the top of the Gene Hackman IMDb, but
what is the name of the movie again? I want to watch that. What's it called?
It's called Prime Cut. It's from 1972.
That's gross, dude.
Sounds pretty unbelievable.
And yet, I kind of want to see
brought that
it.
up, dude. You got to give me Degrees of Separation with Gene Hackman, Sissy Spacek, and Lee Marvin. Since you brought it up, I want you to figure out in the next couple of weeks how we are connected to those three people, because I find that I never thought about my connection to them, and I'm always sad when a Gene dies, whether it be carbon monoxide poison or whatever.
No, this was 1974. He went on to do Young Frankenstein.
And
who knew?
Didn't he do this role for like a really small fee because he really wanted to do it?
For
free?
Scale.
Yeah.
For scale. He didn't even get credited in the movie. He didn't want to be credited. No, I don't think he wanted to be credited in the movie. And it was a great fucking part. So
yeah, that was very cool.
Mm-hmm. He was an actor's actor.
Yeah, so he will be missed. Hopefully it wasn't foul play. I would like to know that he went peacefully after all the time that he put in. And
how about Dirty Rotten Scoundrels? Remember that one? That was pretty fucking funny.
Oh, it was Steve Martin, right?
Yeah. Wasn't Gene Hackman in that one too?
I thought it was the British guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
no, Michael Caine.
Michael Caine. Yeah.
Shit. Yeah. Fix my old fucking silver generation motherfuckers. My goodness. I've seen movies, but they all blend together. All these fucking you know how many character actors I see going, man, I know that motherfucker, and I've seen him in 60 things, but I couldn't fucking name him for the life of me, other than fucking goddamn Clint Howard. That's the only one I can fucking name because he's so fucking
yeah.
and he's
Dude,
Ron Howard's brother.
that's
we
the kind
saw
of
him at
actor
the
to be.
softball game.
Be a that guy. Be a Joey Pants Award winner.
Yeah. For the record, the rewatchables, I haven't had a decent movie I could listen to recently. I'm sorry.
The Wayne's
Crash,
World
I
one
think.
was pretty good.
Which
I
one?
don't do Bill Simmons. You guys are addicted to Bill Simmons.
I'm not.
Yeah,
it's
I've
been
been off
months.
it for a while, but I mean, some of those categories are pretty genius. I mean, the Joey Pants Award winner, that that guy, who's that guy, and it's the guy knows his shit.
Entertaining.
But yeah,
All I'm saying is it's been a while since there's been a movie I've wanted to listen to those guys. They do a good job, but pick a good movie that doesn't suck.
yeah.
Like what? Give me an example.
Like make it rewatchable, is all I'm saying.
What? Well, you tell me.
Put me on the spot. I would say the Michael Keaton movie, Love Broker. What was that?
They did that one. They did,
Did
yeah.
Oh, they did that one. See,
Huh. All right.
you're not a follower. Good for you.
Brokers.
Well, they've done like 200, so I
Night Shift.
can't think of them all.
Oh wow,
They have done quite a bit.
I just think if I met Bill Simmons, I would think he's more special. He would think he's more special than me, and he's not because I fucking kicked ass for a living. You big talker.
He does seem to have gotten a big head.
Yeah, old
I don't
swell
like
head.
But he does know his shit. They did. The one I listened to yesterday was the most recent one. It was from that movie Crash from 2004.
Oh, is that when they banged in the back seat and crashed? The
No,
car?
no, that was the other one.
Oh,
that
okay.
was the hard R version, as they called it. This one was about like race relations in LA, and it didn't age well. So I thought it was interesting that they actually did a movie that they hated.
Oh wow! Like what was Cobra?
Yeah,
right. With Sly Stallone, they really ate that thing up, and they made it entertaining. I
maybe want to see that movie.
Did they
the scene with the cheeseburger that was just in there for no reason, where Stallone was like, "Hey, see this cheeseburger? Write a scene about it."
Did they ever do like a movie like Colors with Robert Duvall?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I think they might have done it.
Okay.
I don't know. They did one. There was a really bad movie called Draft Day.
Yes.
Where Kevin Costner plays the GM of the Browns.
I've never seen it.
And in one scene, he's counseling the GM from Seattle, who's a young guy, on like, wait a minute, no, hold off on this. Wait. Like, really? That's going to happen in the NFL. These guys are going to collaborate and help another. No.
Worst ever.
But they did talk about Kevin Costner's giant dick.
Oh.
Which apparently he's the Uncle Milty of his era. I don't know.
Oh, he's fucking Milton Berle?
I don't know. Allegedly.
Even Phoebe in fucking Friends mentions fucking Milton, Uncle Milty. Or no, not Phoebe, the other one, Jennifer Aniston. So one of them was going to start a rumor about Chandler being the Milton Berle of the generation or some shit.
Or the Arnold Palmer now.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Because Trump was bringing that one back.
Told us that Arnold Palmer was back.
Oh, my God.
Well,
Unbelievable.
It's a weird thing. And Jerry Jones probably has a list as well, right?
I'm sure.
I'm sure he has a dick list.
How could he not?
What's the name of that? What's the name of that animated movie? Sausage Party?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Jerry Jones probably fucking stars in that bitch.
He probably owns a copy.
I'm sorry, Rob.
That's okay. I wanted to tie back a little bit. This is from a couple days ago, but this is a photo of Clint Hill. Clint Hill was a Secret Service agent when JFK was killed. He started on Eisenhower's team, and I bring him up because he passed a couple days ago. He was 93 years old, but the tie-in for me was the fact that he never forgave himself for how that went down. He always thought he could have taken that third bullet. I will show you his famous photo of him is, oh my gosh, where is he? He was the guy that jumped on the back of the car. He just didn't get there fast enough. Like I say, here he is. He just felt like he was close enough that he could have done it. Here's a better angle of him getting on that car. When they went to the hospital, Jackie wouldn't leave the body. and he had to take his coat off just to cover the president. He looked that bad. And she finally was led away once he was able to cover the body. After that, he had to go and call his brother, Robert Kennedy, which he said, I wasn't going to be the one to tell him that his brother had passed. So all he did was he called him. He said, it's as bad as it can get. And then he hung up and he stayed with Jackie. But this guy suffered from alcoholism, depression, alienation, nightmares. He took this to his grave because he really felt he could have made a difference. And part of the reason why I put that up is because here's where we are today.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything more scripted in my life. Mr. Shades over there is now the head of Secret Service. I mean, if you listen to the audio when they did it, they're getting all set to have this moment. The guy's ear looks fine. And it just makes me wonder, like, where did we go so far away from where we were? Where a 93-year-old guy still cursing himself for not being able to protect the president. And now we actually do fake assassinations. Maybe not one, but two. I mean, we're still talking about that guy that was outside the golf club for 9 hours that day, never got anywhere near Trump, but he did have a gun on him and probably could have maybe something.
Well, he's probably rotting in jail right now, never to be seen again.
Right?
But yeah, that whole thing was so fake. So many questions. I mean, the local cops were like, hey, this guy is up here with a rifle. What do you want us to do? Hold on.
We got this.
And ordinarily, dude, there's always a huge media investigation into a shooter. And we heard nothing about this kid.
Yeah, other than he's gone. And
nothing from the family, nothing about those crypto accounts that he had.
What, Gino?
What's his name? I don't even know his fucking name.
Kid from Bethel Park.
Kid from suburban
buried
Pittsburgh.
His fucking name, dude. They buried his name. They don't even.
They buried the whole thing, and dude, that story was just so fake, man. That kind of bullet whizzing by your ear is going to tear your ear off, and the concussion will blow your eardrum out.
Why does the media? Why does the media fucking have no balls?
I don't know. AP does. I'll stand by AP.
Here he is. The kid, I felt really bad for him. I think the worst picture I saw was him on top of that roof after they took him out. His name is Thomas Matthew Crooks. You hear nothing from his parents. To me, it was just kind of gut-wrenching that they, look at this. They're standing over top of this kid, and to see his body, it was heartbreaking. First of all, I don't believe it, but secondly, I just feel like I would want more answers if this was my kid.
Yeah. I mean, you think they were threatened or just paid off?
I don't know. That's a great question. And I just feel like there was just too much there to not have some kind of talk about it. Here's another photo that you rarely see, but you can see he was pretty well protected. He seemed to be
RoboCop
in
doing
the area.
up
Just a lot of red flags to the whole thing.
A lot of red flags, man.
Agreed.
Just a lot of red flags, and I'm calling bullshit on it.
You can tell what the promotions he gave. The guy's now head of the Secret Service, the one wearing the sunglasses. And by the way, he's wearing those sunglasses because he's hiding his fucking shame. Fuck you, dude.
Those glasses aren't big enough to cover that guy's shame.
He's nothing like the Secret Service guy I went to college with and smoked weed with.
That's right. Your guy was in charge of Obama's detail.
That guy was fucking fantastic. He was the real fucking deal. I don't know. There's just a lot of silence going on, and whether his parents got threatened or not, it depends on who this fucking idea. Whose mind did this come from? Did this come from Stephen Miller's fucking mind?
That'd be my guess, Stephen Miller.
Because Stephen Miller is the guy I think the whole world needs to look into a lot. Bannon's just Bannon. Corey Lewandowski just runs around and fucks anybody Trump hires. Christy Nome, fucking.
He wanted to be part of her entourage, but Trump said no because he was afraid he wouldn't be able to stop banging her.
Right, exactly.
Nothing's gonna get done.
Exactly. A married man of 4 or 5. I'm such a proud man. But anyway, I mean, dude, they hire the worst fucking people.
Only the worst people.
Yeah, they hire the worst people, and there's people waiting in the wings that are just as bad as them because these motherfuckers aren't going to make it 4 years through their cabinets. I mean, his first cabinet guy lasted what, fucking 4-6 months.
That idiot. What was his name?
Zenke or some shit.
Yeah.
Riding a horse to the Commerce Department or some shit.
Or the idiot from Texas that he put in charge of the Department of Energy. What was his name?
Rich guy. I can't remember.
Yeah,
rich dumb guy.
But yeah,
I know you're talking
they all
about.
thought he was a
Mhm.
fucking moron, and they didn't last. And some of these people are morons themselves now, so they probably won't last. They'll do How long is Robert Kennedy Jr. gonna fucking last, for fuck's
Not
sake?
long.
Me,
And I'm going to put up these Tate
and
brothers.
these two
You're talking about
assholes.
the worst of the worst people. Trump made a deal for Romania to release these guys. They're sex traffickers.
Mhm.
They're misogynist pigs, and they're pretty terrible people. The interesting part
Douche
is
bros.
here they are again. The interesting
Oh, and
part is
to
that
all
they're on
to
their
all
way
the
to.
racists. Hey, by the way, to all the racists that hate black people, they're biracial like me. Go for it. Go for it. I don't fucking care. You go get them. These motherfuckers are the worst fucking two human beings on the fucking planet Earth. And I
Yeah.
saw Trump's fucking Helena Baba fucking lawyer literally fucking having an O face, an orgasm, talking to fucking the bald one the other day on
So
some fucking
gross.
like hitting on him. It's like, dude, this dude is literally like he's a cockroach, but of course Trump would get him off. Of
Well,
course.
Oh yeah, the best
the
and the brightest.
interesting part is that they're on their way to Florida,
Of
and
course.
DeSantis was not part of the negotiations, and he's not accepting them. They will not be allowed to come to Florida.
Oh
So
wow.
it'll be interesting because I'm sure Trump will have his way to make it happen, and DeSantis will back down. And maybe he's using it because DeSantis is trying to push his wife as the next governor of Florida, which is not Trump's pick.
Yeah, that's not on the Trump agenda. So yeah,
Well, maybe
let's see
there'll
how
be
this plays out.
a pro quo to get his wife on there because she's a real beaut too. I think, as we've all come to learn.
Well,
Yeah.
I believe in karma, and karma's a bitch. Karma's definitely coming for those two fucking scumbags.
I hope
Those
so.
two are the worst of the fucking worst. I can't believe Romania let them go. Shame on them. But this is the world we live in, where sex traffickers just get alleged sex traffickers, if you want to get
Well,
off.
we're part of the axis of evil now. I mean, how did that even happen? When did I become part of that? North Korea and Russia. What the fuck?
I mean,
I don't know. That's super fucking backwards. It's 180. But dude, I mean, Costa Rica's calling us, Rob. We're at that age, man. Let's go drink some fucking, whatever. And
Can we keep
look at
informing,
how
educating, and entertaining from there? Is that possible?
depends on the internet coverage. I don't know. We might have to send out a newsletter.
You got a
Nobody
surgeon wife.
reads.
You got a surgeon wife. I got a PA son. Let's go fund a business over there for them. Let's let them start a fucking clinic, and let's just go make bank off of Costa Ricans and enjoy our lives. And do a good
I'd do
job
it for the
providing
coffee, Dean.
a nice.
Well, and I'll run the personal training studio part.
There
No,
you go.
will teach incels how to not be incels anymore.
That's right.
I don't know, man. Maybe that's an American thing because I'm sure the Costa Rican young men are doing just fine.
Yeah, they're doing good, man. They're again, you go to quote unquote monolithic societies and they get along much better. This whole experiment we have here is a fucking literal experiment, and we go through fucking waves of failing miserably at it. And right now we are failing miserably at it.
Yeah, and you only get so many failures.
Yeah,
well, that's true. And then you're fucking Germany. Yeah. You're right.
Well, 1930s and 40s Germany, because Germany seems to have bounced back all right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, and they're onto our shit now as well. I'm going to put up happy endings to kind of wrap it up. I'm not sure if anybody has one today.
I don't know.
Do you know?
Yeah, sure. I'm happy I cleaned up all the dog poop, and I'm happy I didn't puke and shit at the same time, because I've done that maybe 3 times in my life, and that is a fucking. Have you ever had that experience, dude? Fucking hold a trash can, fucking heaving.
I'm wondering.
A giant turd at 3 in the fucking morning because I fucking ate too much pasta. I'm just saying, it could have been a fucking disaster last night. It was just a temporary uncomfortable feeling, and I feel a lot better now. And you can drink too many fucking ultras or
good to know.
You can drink too many anything.
How many is too many? What's that one too many?
I would say stay under at our age, dude. Stay under 6. Once I get past 6 of anything, I'm just drinking to be drinking at that point. I don't feel good. I don't feel better at that point. I start feeling worse at that point. So
yeah,
at our age.
And just in full disclosure, I had that issue at a Grateful Dead show at the Civic Arena in the 90s. That was touch and go there.
Terrible.
I've what a dumbass, but shit happened.
Was it the shrooms?
No, I think it was I drank a ton and then I started going to the greens. And you got to start with the greens and then go to the alcohol. Backwards, it
Yeah.
is
Oh,
bad.
yeah. The order is
back-
very
But to Jane's
important.
point, I was like, I go into the stall. I'm like, am I going to throw up or am I going to shit? Am I going to throw up? Am I going to shit? What am I doing?
It's
Maybe I'll
terrible.
just try and puke in this beer bottle.
It's a very unique feeling. I mean, you only get it every few times in your life, maybe, if you're unlucky.
I'm going to put up this happy ending, and it's not mine. But since we're talking about the orifices and such, we have a friend that we play hockey with. He was traveling in California. He was in a rental car for a reason. His son's friend had this car, so he rented the same car. It was like a small SUV Buick, new car. He's driving down the road. He got some bad Mexican food. He thought he was going to throw up. But no, he thought it was going to come out of all orifices. He's holding on for dear life. He sees the exit coming up. Next thing you know, he blacks out.
Oh,
Man.
He's in traffic. He goes off the off ramp, apparently, stops on the guardrail. He saw the clock. It was 5:50, so he wasn't out for more than a minute. But he wakes up and he sees the 5 going perpendicular behind him. He didn't know what the fuck happened, but he swears that car saved him, because even in my car, if I start to back up and somebody goes zooming by, the big brake light comes up and your car will stop. And he feels like that's the only thing that happened, because the car's trying to self-correct. He's going off the exit ramp, and then to the guardrail, the car stopped. So he was fine, but he really feels like if he was in a late model Malibu, it might have been a different story.
what the
wild.
fuck did he eat, man? God.
Well, he was in Southern California. He just got some bad Mexican. Now, for the record, he said it tasted amazing going down.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I've never had bad Mexican food living out there. It was always amazing. And
That's
I don't know.
You know what?
terrible.
Somebody could have touched some raw chicken and then just touched his taco in particular, or
All it
whatever he
takes,
ate.
man. Fucking A.
Yeah.
But my happy ending is that our old buddy Soft Mitts is okay.
Yeah. Good dude.
Shout out to Soft Mitts.
A very good dude. He would, yeah, that would have been a tough one losing him.
Holy shit.
Well, in that vein, I do have a happy ending. I was able to hold down my food. I didn't throw up from my mushroom coffee, so
Great job. You're feeling better now.
I am feeling better now. I actually have a little bit of real coffee, so maybe that helped. But yeah, man, I'm starting to think those claims were either overblown or maybe it was just too much at once. 5 mushrooms, combined.
Yikes.
I don't
Do
know.
it. No more, Billy. Not if you're coming over here tonight.
Yeah.
Say goodbye to your toilet, Rob. It's getting destroyed.
That's
You
not
can
the
use the
first
one
time
in
I've
the
thrown up
basement.
in
Bring
the
your
toilet.
own baby wipes. Bring your own dude wipes, dude. And don't flush them, because my daughter
Dude
would say
wipes.
there's no such thing as a flushable wipe. That's a bunch of bullshit.
That's a very good point. And I've
I
got
believe that.
really old plumbing, so forget it.
Never flush a fucking wipe. I don't care if it says flushable or not. Not
For
flushable.
sure.
Don't do it.
Well, that's a
Get
good
yourself a
public
bidet.
service.
Do you have a bidet, Rob, by the way?
I'm sorry?
Do you have a bidet, Rob?
I do not. I wish I did.
Why don't you have a bidet?
I don't know, because it's like a water issue, which kind of scares me that I got to run a different line.
Oh, you
And,
think that shit might tickle
yeah.
you in a way you really like. I got you. I'm with you.
and my house is really old,
Friends,
so I
my
don't want to
friends
fuck with it.
tickle you, huh? I got you. I'm with
Well, I
you.
don't have a problem with the tickling. I think it'd be really clean. I mean,
Mhm.
the people from India say, hey, if you step in dog shit, do you wipe it off with a paper towel and you're fine?
You wash it off with water.
You
big
wash it
guy.
off, you
That's
hose
right.
it down.
We're disgusting, but
I agree.
that's all I know, man.
Yeah. It's once you've had one, you can't go without.
I think
I
it's
love it.
Sweden or one of those like Scandinavian countries. They have a little hose like near the toilet attached to the toilet, and you can just hand do it, and it's called like it's called a pussy hose or some shit like that. No, literally, that's the name of it. It's called a pussy hose.
Well, I don't want any spray. Okay, it's
So,
disgusting.
Well, I'll look it up.
Well, you
Someone
can set
Google
like
this
you
shit
can
and
set how
someone figure that out for me. What that shit's called? It's called a pussy something. I don't know if
Hey,
it's hose
My last happy ending is do not buy anything tomorrow.
that's right.
Okay.
Don't buy
Keep
anything.
your money in your pocket. They don't
All right.
need it. And let's try and make a statement. Again,
All right.
limit your doom scrolling, learn to make a friend, check your sources, and let's try and get this together, because
And if you own a
it's not getting
Tesla and you're not fucking selling it, don't fucking wash it. It's a statement, man. I'm just telling you.
better. Agreed.
Yeah.
Don't
It's
watch
the
that
beginning. Let's show them that we have some spending power that we're
shit.
going to
Make it look dirty like Trump's diaper.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Do something nice for somebody.
Yeah, I think that'd be
I
nice.
don't think- can you get sued for saying someone wears a diaper? Really? Jesus,
No.
that'd be terrible.
Allegedly. Throw a
Looks like he
compliment
does.
out there.
All right.
All right,
All right,
guys.
guys.
Pants.
I'll talk to you guys.
Talk to you soon. Have a good rest of your day, Gino.
All right, you too.
All right, see you guys.
Bye.